Okay, yeah. The game works, the audio works. Well, my audio works, and the stream is good. Alrighty. We ball. We ball. We make it work no matter what. Let me change this though. How's it going, everybody? My name is Infamousizer. If you're watching this, though, you probably already know who I am, so no point in me doing that. But anyways, happy holidays. Hope y'all are doing well. Sorry, gotta fix that. There you go. Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know why Do Not Disturb is always on. Makes no sense. Oh, it's because I keep pressing. Yeah, never mind. I know why. Anyways, yeah, like I said, happy holidays. Hope y'all are doing well. Here with some The Greatest Attorney. We're gonna be playing Case 3. We're gonna continue Case 3. And yeah, with the video done, with the Steins Gate Zero video done, I'm really excited to try to get some streams out for you guys. A couple, just a few, because I do still have to try to make content. But yeah, no, what's it called? Let me put my phone to charge. Sorry about the fan. If you guys can hear it, it's really hot in my room for some reason. Well, not for some reason. I know why. It's because I have a candle lit right now. And also my computer gets really hot once I sit here for a while. So sorry if you hear the fan whenever, like, throughout this stream. But yeah, hope y'all are doing well. Hope y'all spent Christmas well, or any holiday you celebrate. Try to be inclusive, but or at least thoughtful. But anyway, yeah, to end off the night, I think it's like 5:30 right now. Yeah, it's 5:30 on the dot. Actually, wow. We're gonna play some Ace Attorney. See how long we can go. I'm gonna try to do a good long stream, like 2 hours, 3 hours maybe, because I can't be out here doing an hour, less than an hour, and then barely 2 hours. Like, it's just not gonna cut it anymore. I gotta do longer. So yeah, let's try to get as far as I can. 18th of February, 10 a.m. The Old Bailey courtroom. It's been a while since I voiced Naruhodo. So this is the highest court in Great Britain, the Old Bailey. The centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? So different to the court or Supreme Court in Japan. It feels both imposing and serene at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes words redundant. Whatever the country, determining a person's guilt or innocence is always a solemn affair. May I say something, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes, what? Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again. I know, but I just can't help it. of new characters in this court case, so be ready. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Mr. Magnus McGilded. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. Alright. It's gonna be difficult. Good lord, why is the game so loud? Oh, it's because my headphones. History. Alright. Barack Van Zeeks. How do I want to do his voice? Let's see. Van Zeeks. The prosecution is fully prepared. That must be the Reaper at the Bailey. He does look fully prepared to dispatch his next poor victim to the underworld. Counsel for the defense. You appear to be Eastern. Do you speak English? Yes, of course, sorry. But he asked if the defense was ready. And I couldn't be further from ready if I tried. Those eyes please me, Nipponese. They shroud your fear, your doubt, your trepidation. They run wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage. The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb. Oh, cold shiver just ran down my spine all the way to the tips of my toes. Now, Mr. McGilded. Yes, my lord. I forgot, what was the voice I gave Magnus? Yes, my lord. You stand accused of murder, a capital offense. You could be sent to the gallows if found guilty. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this? I do want to warn you guys. The British people here are very racist. Very racist. Some of it is like an ignorant racist, like they don't know. But a lot of them is very intentional. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner? As I've always said, my lord, 'tis a grand thing to give opportunities to the young. Even if the fellow is a student from some little island off in the Far East, it's not the British way to ignore the dangers to yourself and give these less fortunate a fair chance. I like to think that's the act of true. Sorry, I can't do British accent, but like trying to keep in line with like the accent, because Ace Attorney is pretty good about having the accents be pretty apparent in the text boxes. But I like to think that that's a. Excuse me, sorry, wow. Music's too loud. I like to think that's an act of chivalry due to the Great British Empire proud. Listen, Mr. McGilded, what a fine gentleman London has. Did you hear that he donated £5,000 to the government the other day? Mother, please, may we go play? Good lord. It's too much. Mother, please, may we go and play in McGilded Park? Did you hear that he donated £5,000 to the government the other day? What a fine gentleman London has in him. Listen to Mr. McGilded. He's so cool. I wanna do stuff to him that's not appropriate. Seems as though everyone in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. McGilded. That's definitely welcome news. He certainly has a way with words. I'm surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him. Eloquently put, Mr. McGilded, and most laudable sentiments. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure I need hardly remind you that you 6 members of the public have been selected for your impartiality. Are you ready to proceed? Yes, my lord. If this has to send rotters to the gallows where they belong, I'm more than ready. At the manor, His lordship always says we should dispose of rubbish promptly. Naturally, I agree. Ha! Any criminals here will soon be wishing they never set eyes on me. I feel a chill. Oh, don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with my knitting. Must finish these mitts for my grandson. Ah, Mr. Naruhodo. Most people are the jury, yes. Something we don't have in Japan yet. That's right. I've only ever read about it. But here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinions of these 6 jurors. The judge passes sentence according to the law, but the jurors determine guilt based on common sense. So the defendant is ultimately judged from 2 completely different points of view. How exactly do the jurors give their verdicts? That I don't know, but I'm sure it'll become clear as the trial progresses. Suzuto is so cute. I love her, man. She's awesome. Yes. Prosecutor Van Zooks. My lord. My lord. It's been a number of years since we've seen you here in the courtroom. I thought you renounced your fate. I'm known as the Reaper of the Bailey, my lord. Infamy rather than fame, I would say. But yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my wings in this capacity. So, what brings you back? Is there some change of circumstance of which the court should be aware? Sorry. Oh, yeah. I love this game's music so much, man. It's awesome. It's so good. I leave that to your imagination, my lord. So the Reaper has been out of action for 5 years. Why did he have to choose today of all days to make his comeback? Court record. People. Let's see. So Suzuto, yep. Now Strongheart, Magnus McGilded, and Barak Fancy. He was 28 years old when he last did a trial. Or when he last was in a trial. Oh, that was only 30 minutes. That wasn't an hour. I have to watch the show. The show's pretty cute. Sorry. Yeah. Anyways, I was changing the background video that I have on my TV, using like ambience, excuse me. So, because it's a nice like little, well not little, it's 8 hours, but it's a nice video. It's a nice video that I watch occasionally, or well, multiple videos, because it's a YouTube channel called True Lutter, where it's basically like they make background videos to have on just on your TV, and they're really nice. They're like wallpaper type things, but they're animated, which is really good. I love it. I gotta put this show on my watch list. I do wanna just randomly give Trying to give shows a chance on a win. It's like some of them could be interesting. You never know. You never know. It's the reason I was able to give Bocchi the Rock a chance, because I heard it was good and I gave it a chance on a win. Maybe I can make a video on it at some point. That and art style helps a lot in a show. I am excited for this winter season. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, enough rambling. So, a prosecutor known as the Reaper of the Band. Supposedly, the souls of those he prosecutes are eternally damned, one way or another. Don't lose heart, Mr. Naruhodo. Come on, man, she's so adorable. As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. Now then, opening statements. A summary of the case, if you please. Certainly, my lord. As your lordship is aware, this is a case of overwhelming simplicity. Must be the only ones in here who are aware. Excuse me. The incident took place in a late evening. 3 days passed. The hour was some minutes after 10. The victim was a maker of building bricks, known in the community as Thrice Fired Mason. Sorry? Thrice? He was a very accomplished craftsman. The bricks he fired were said to be almost indestructible. Thrice Fired Mason. Damn, they shanked him up. The victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus in service on the streets of London at the time. A dagger that had been thrust into the victim's abdomen is believed to be the ultimate cause of death. Here's the autopsy report from the investigating medical officer at Scotland Yard. Thank you, counsel. I shall accept that in the photograph as evidence. The autopsy report has been entered into the court record. A report prepared by the Scotland Yard coroner gives the cause of death as internal hemorrhaging. As a result, never seen hemorrhaging spelled like that. Is that a misspelling, or is that actually weird? As a result of a single stab wound to the abdomen. The photograph of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. A photograph of the victim on the omnibus. The knife in his abdomen is clearly visible, but his face is partly obscured from view by an old crooked hat. Pictures in color. We're going so far. In one further item of evidence, the prosecution wishes to submit these as well. And these are, good lord, is that blood, counsel? Yes, my lord, seized by a policeman who arrived at the scene. These gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hands of the accused when he was arrested. What? Mr. McGilted's gloves had blood on them? Yes, I'll accept these as evidence as well. The defendant's leather gloves have been entered into the court record. The leather gloves the defendant was wearing at the time of the incident. There is a blood stain on the right glove. How did I get into this? I'm backed into a corner before I even started. Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there were only 2 passengers traveling inside his vehicle at the time. Only 2? Obviously, one of those passengers is the deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason. Masonry. The other was the accused, Magnus McGilded. Well, rather damning circumstances to say the least. Defendant, what say you? Well, of course I have no recollection of such a thing. Mr. McGilded. To be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening. But whenever I'm in a carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness and I always succumb to it. Are you claiming to have been asleep? Just the motion of the carriage, my lord. Little Linus, or what is that? Lowton, so it is. And when I opened my eyes again, 'twas a desperate sight before me. The body of a man I never laid eyes on before in me life. In me life. There you go. Now I ask you, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fellow bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. So the blood got onto the gloves then, after the man had been killed. Unfortunately, that statement of the driver's is only the beginning. What? That's not all of it. There were multiple witnesses to the precise moment in which the brickmaker was fatally stabbed. Even grandma. Dang! Naruto, fix your posture, big dog. Order! 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 When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage, and there are witnesses to the crime. It's not just a case of compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused. His animations are so aura. They're so cool. Thank you, counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made clear. Quite clear. I think we hear testimony from these witnesses first of all. Your wish is my command. Bailiff, bring the witnesses in at once. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 Sorry, I had to check the stream. Alright. Witnesses, your names and occupations. My name is, well, everyone calls me Beppo. I drive an omnibus in the East End. Bruce Fairplay. I'm a banker in the city. My name is First. Lady First. I make hats for gents. Let's begin by confirming the facts. 3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present in the stand were in an omnibus and witness to the aforementioned incident. Is that correct? Yes, sir. Quite right. Yes, sir. That's right, sir. Very well then. Let's proceed to your formal testimonies, please. You should be able to tell the court precisely what you saw. What the witnesses saw. It was the last bus of the evening, so I had a few customers. I remember it well. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts. That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed, I did, I couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus, and then I saw it too. Simple testimony, pretty simple. Unambiguous testimony, I must say. Exactly, my lord. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes. I'd like to ask a question, if I may. Yes, counsel. Well, his testimony makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Why not? Well, the incident took place inside a moving carriage, didn't it? As has been clearly stated from the outset, yes. Well, in that case, how could these two witnesses possibly have seen what happened? There's no way they could have seen the inside of a moving carriage. Unless if they were inside it, probably, right? How... Titi. How quaint. I'd read the civilization in the Eastern Island nations was a good century behind our own. But you're here in London yourself. Are we so ignorant about our omnibuses? Huh? Tell me, my Nipponese friend. Have you even traveled in an omnibus? Well, no. We, only arrived in London this morning. No matter. I've arranged for us all to see for ourselves. The actual scene of the crime, that is. What do you mean? The actual scene? How? A carriage is designed to be moved, after all. Presumably you understand that much. Yes? The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place is here today, in this very building. What? The entire carriage? Bailiff. Bring forth the stricken omnibus. That thing is surprisingly small. So that's an omnibus. The omnibus. Can't believe they could bring something so enormous in here. Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing. Oh man. Sorry, excuse me. As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses. It can carry up to 8 passengers. Four passengers seated inside the enclosed cabin, and another 4 on the rooftop deck above. Every Londoner knows that the best views of the city's architecture and sights are to be had from the top of an omnibus. And I should point out to our foreign guests that there is a skylight in the roof, allowing a view of the interior from the seats above. A skylight. Oh! The penny drops at last, I see. These 2 gentlemen were occupying the rooftop seats in the omnibus when the murder took place. That is how they came to witness the grim incident. Through the skylight. Ah, that makes perfect sense. Well, counsel, this is the first. In all my years behind the bench, I've never experienced the crime scene itself being brought into the courtroom. There are a number of important clues remaining inside the carriage, my lord. I would like to submit the omnibus itself as evidence. That is the prosecution's wish. Very well. I see no reason why not. The omnibus hereby is formally accepted as evidence. The omnibus has been entered into the court record. The 8-seater omnibus that was the scene of the crime. There were passengers both inside the carriage and on the roof deck that night. I can't believe it. The entire crime scene entered as evidence. Yes, Great Britain is simply extraordinary. I could help myself a lot by giving the omnibus a thorough examination, seeing as it's here. Let us continue with proceedings then. Your cross-examination, counsel. Pray, don't expect these Nipponese stray, or this Nipponese stray to understand the intricacies of a British court's cross-examination rights. Alright. My first cross-examination in a British court. Focus, Ryunosuke. Focus. Okay. It's core record. Let's take a look. Victim. Name thrice fired mason, male, age 54, occupation brickmaker, time and cause of death 15th of February, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Stabbed once in the abdomen with a knife whilst journeying on an omnibus. Died due to internal hemorrhaging resulting from the trauma. Actually, is there yeah, nothing else. Picture. Oh, this chair's so uncomfortable. Okay. This is definitely blood, isn't it? Not the most pleasant sight to be confronted with on our first day in London. Well, nothing will come of grumbling now. No. By the way, is Mr. McGilded right-handed? Yes, I believe so. He was toying with a coin in his right hand a little. Excuse me. Yes, I believe so. He was toying with a coin in his right hand a little earlier. Ah, pity. If only he'd been left-handed. I think blood on either glove would be fairly incriminating. Really. There you go, I fixed it. There you go. Alright, and then the omnibus itself. It's Tuesday, unit. Alright, let's see. It's the top. So this is the roof deck of an omnibus. Oh, you must have a wonderful view of London streets from up here. So people sit all the way up here on bitter winter nights with the cold air rushing past them, and they have to pay money to do so. Or can it? What's dude's name? What's dude's name? He just released a song that's blowing up right now. But I'm gonna have to look it up. It's gonna bother me. Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty, that was his name. There you go. Ooh, yo, nah, wait a second. Click Productions is in his bag right now. Oh my gosh, back to back, like 2 hour plus videos. Ooh, I'm gonna have something to watch when I go to bed. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be fire. Yo, shout out Click Productions. He's gaming, bro. Yo, that's so tough. 2 hours, 2 hours, an hour. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say like 2 weeks ago was definitely the start of it. He's been in his bag. He's been in his bag. Oh man, YouTube. It's only so many hours in a day. But yeah, here I am watching them anyways. Anyways. Pooh Shiesty. I can't imagine how cold it must feel. And the song I was talking about, by the way, was FTL. That just made me think of something horrible. Can you imagine being dragged around the city in the freezing cold as a punishment? Perhaps that is the real price you pay to stay out late. All my goons be at your house like they the cable man. Alright, let's go on the inside. Well, let's open the door and go inside, shall we? Scene of a murder. It's horrible. Yep, he's been inside 2 of them. Is the door actually closed behind me? I wanna see. I can't see. Ah, it's a poster for the Great Exhibition that's due to start 6 months from now. There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, centerpiece of the whole exposition. This is a really nice detail. It's actually a really nice detail. I love that. And stop with the stupid. Gosh. Oh, the Crystal Tower. It's under construction already, I believe. People all over London must be fizzing with excitement at the prospect of such a grand event. That's just the exit, yeah. Oh yeah, the door is closed. Yeah. Alright. Okay. That's the blood that's soaked into the seat. The victims, obviously. Yes. That seat will be clearly visible from the roof deck. Did you really stab somebody in full view with the other passengers like that, I wonder? Well, it was after dark, and there was a lamp in here, or a lamp on in here, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see anything outside through the skylight. Whichever way you look at it, it doesn't seem like it was a planned attack. Oh, there's no space on my desk, bro. Good lord. See, it has a handle, it seems. Looks like all sorts of equipment that might be needed to keep the omnibus running. Feeding tubs, tools to repair wheels, blankets, horseshoeing tools. So it's a storage compartment for the coachman to keep his things, it seems. Doesn't seem to be any space for passengers to stow their luggage, that's for sure. Well, I don't imagine it would be very convenient for that purpose anyway. It's already done. Yeah, I already read this. It's quite a large skylight, isn't it? Yes, quite large enough to afford a good view into the cabin from the roof deck. And there doesn't appear to be a handle or catch of any description. I suppose it can't be open from the inside of the cabin, at least. Is there anything like at the bottom here? Yeah, no, there's nothing. Yeah, that's all I got. There's nothing else. Have you seen enough? Let's step back outside then. Yeah, there's nothing else. That was everything. As if I'm missing something, but would imagine I am. Yeah, because that's just a roof and that's it. Yeah. I think I'm good. What the witnesses saw. Oh, I should save. Lord knows I need to save after what happened last time. It's been 12 days since the last stream. Well, it was the last bus of the evening, so I had a few customers. I remember it well. The victims and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts. That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed, I couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus. And then I saw it too. Alright, so when it happened, the only two people in the enclosed cabin area were the victim and the defendant. And, so help me, 3 whole people witnessed the man I'm trying to defend do the deed. I don't like to be pessimistic, but we do seem to be in a rather difficult situation here. How am I supposed to think here? Is Mr. McGilded really innocent? Or could it be? Before we jump to conclusions, our first task should be to gather information. We need to understand the case much better than we do at the moment. Yes, you're absolutely right. Let's listen to those witness statements again, a little more carefully this time. Alright. Oh, not present. Press. Hold it! Yes. I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it? Oh yes, sir. That's right, sir. Yes, ever so cold. It was, sir. Freezing, in fact. You had 4 passengers on board at the time, is that correct? Yes, that's right, sir. Not all traveling in the same parts of the bus, of course. Though, no. There are no other passengers when the incident took place. No one alighted, for example. You're quite right with that, sir. No other passengers like that, no. None. So nobody fled the scene of the crime, then? I have to say, the boss insists on it running, he does. Every evening, that last bus of the day. But I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yes, sorry to say. What do you mean by that? Well, what with it being so cold and everything, only making 20 pence on the run, you see. Yes, I spend that much at the pub on the way home, just trying to warm up again. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Hold it! He saw them through the skylight in the roof of the carriage. That's right. That's right. When you sit up on the top deck, the window's right there at your feet. There was a lamp on the inside, so I had a pretty good view. There you go. The 2 of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. But there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was Mr. McGilded. I'm gonna have his impression for a second. How can you be so sure? Well, how can I put it? Mr. McGilded is a gentleman of a rather small stature. I could have mistaken him for anyone else. Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilded. There is no room for doubt here. Oh, I really wish there was. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts.
Hold it!
You actually saw the exact moment it happened? Didn't I already testify to that? Or our fair dinkum, hardworking citizen or city banker is not considered trustworthy these days? Oh, no, I didn't mean that. This is no good. Really gotta back his. I really got his back up. Perhaps you could just. Alright, man. Cool. Just interrupt me while I'm talking. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw in a little more detail, if that's. My lord. Juror number 3. What's the meaning of this? My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up. Made up about what? I don't like the stinking rich. Never have. They're always up to something or other that they shouldn't be. Every one of them. And that little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, he can't fool me. There's no point wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter anyway. Hold it. That's precisely what I was about to say. As the foreman of the jury, it's my duty to set a good example to my fellow jurors. What is happening here? Let me see. Ah, yes. Seems that's how the members of jury give their verdicts. With fire? Apparently, yes. White for innocent and black for guilty. As the 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case, one by one they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice, as we saw a moment ago. So if those enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does that mean... Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen. Oh, not even more worried than I was before. Very well. The court acknowledges the change in the jury's stance. Counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. This is a nightmare. That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed, I did, I couldn't help it. Oh, whoa.
Hold it!
He stabbed him, you say? You were sitting up on the roof deck, were you? Yes, that's right, sir. I was up on the roof seats. I remember seeing the little gent sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. I've been thinking about a new hat design, you see. So I was just gazing absentmindedly around. But then I happened to look down through the skylight. It was sticking right out from his belly. That huge quick knife. A grim sight indeed. Ah, that didn't help me at all. You look like they're even more convinced. My client did it than convinced my client did it than they were before. That appears to have made everyone even more dubious that Mr. McGill is telling the truth. Although we had some evidence to counter their suspicions. Mr. First. Yes, sir? This is the knife you saw. Oh, good grief! Yes, that's it. That's the very one, sir. Is that... Yes, counsel. Here's the blade that was driven into the victim's belly like a stake to the heart. That is a blade of considerable size, counsel. Sorry. It is, and furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned prominently with a third initial, the letter M, which seems oddly familiar. Please, no. M, for Magnus, perhaps, or McGilded, possibly. Take your pick. It seems that this particular big name in London made a magnificent mistake.
Objection!
But there are M's everywhere. Like, I guess, like in Mason.
Objection!
Oh, fancy font. This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned. No, this weapon of murder almost certainly belongs to the accused. Not conclusive, but certainly compelling, counsel. The murder weapon has been entered into the court record. A largish knife that was found locked to the victim's abdomen. Its quality and fancy ornamentation suggest it must be quite valuable. My lord, if you forgive the interruption. Juror number 2, go on. Mr. McGilded is a pillar of society and a gentleman. A gentleman's words should be a gentleman's words should be sacrosanct. However, those of us in service know we must accept hard truths. Wait, what are you about to do? Dispose of the rubbish. 3 of them already chose. No. I don't wish to cause offense, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth and crime. Hold it. Hold it. I have painstakingly typed every word uttered here today and cross-referenced all the facts. As such, I am now in a position to draw the only logical conclusion. Not again. It's 4 out of 6 jury members who proposed a guilty verdict. There are only 2 left. We've had it. Every time I press the witnesses for more information, I just make the situation worse. Nevertheless, what we need more than anything at this moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark. I suppose I just have to keep pressing the witnesses, knowing that more sparks may well fly. We mustn't give up hope that we'll uncover something that will give us a way to fight back. But alright, I'll keep trying. I can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to the witnesses' statements again. That part is the sheath, isn't it? Are you alright, Mr. Narona? Sorry, yes, I just don't really like blades. Oh. Those don't seem like the words of a man with a large katana slung from his waist. That's not a blade, that's Kazuma's soul. Anyway, there's no sense in delaying it. Let's see what the blade looks like. Where's the M? Oh, right here. An ornate letter M, undeniably Mr. Magnus McGilded's initials, and it's beautifully gilded too. Must be very valuable, I should think. Oh, what is it? Look at this M. If you turn it upside down, it becomes a W. This can change everything. A W. Yes, this is one of those, you know, turnabout cases, I'm sure of it. I'm afraid I don't know it all. But what I'm sure of is that it's an M. Oh, well. That idea was quickly quashed. It feels like a reference to the original Ace Attorney games, like Oh man. Sorry, I had to take a little second. Just a little second to decompress. Alright. Looks like a lot of blood. Surely is blood. The victims. An Englishman's blood looks a lot like a Japanese man's blood. Did you think it wouldn't? Sorry, it's just that we've only just arrived here in Great Britain. I'm finding it a little hard to adjust. Yes, I do understand. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Alright.
Hold it!
What exactly did you see? Oh, well, sir, that would be the passenger, sir. Yes, collapsed on the floor, he was. And by the passenger, obviously you are referring to the victim, Mr. Mason the brickmaker. And then the other passenger had the knife in his hand, like this. By the other passenger, you obviously are referring to the accused, Mr. Madness McGilded. And then he plunged down like this, stabbing the other passenger in the belly. What? My lord, I wish to speak. I forgot what his voice was when I originally chose it, but whatever. Well, I didn't choose it because he didn't speak, actually, yeah. Yes, juror number 5. Do I take it that you too? As a master of the London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of a murder being committed in one of the city's carriages is utterly abhorrent to me.
It wouldn't be right to make a decision before hearing all the facts, though, I said to myself. But I've heard enough now. The horse is bolted, as they say.
No, please, just keep an open mind a little. Gee up now, Silver.
Gee up now, Silver Blaze. The finish is in sight. Beppo is a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what the man says.
Oh, thank you, sir. You're too kind, sir. It's too unkind, sir.
Which now means that 5 jurors agree to condemn this man. Madam Juror number 6.
Yes, dear. What can I do for you?
You have heard the testimonies of the witnesses in the stand.
Oh, yes, I certainly have. Still got my hearing, you know.
Then pray tell, why are you yet to pronounce your leading?
Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park around this time of day and sit on a nice bench and get on with my knitting. There's a lovely little park just near where I live. McGilded Park, it's called. The gentleman donated it to the city, you know. Put a smile on Londoners' faces, he said. I can imagine such a fine young gentleman would have it in him to take another man's life. He's always doing wonderful things for the city.
That's right. A man like that wouldn't stab someone, surely.
Mother, are we going to go to the public library and borrow some books later?
How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? Do you people not know what kind of a man Magnus McGilded really is?
What kind of a man is he?
The philanthropist, Magnus McGilded, has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly.
Dun 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 dun.
But where did all that wealth come from? Your client is a Shylock, sir, and one with the very darkness of souls.
What? Stone the crows.
McGilded lends the money at extortionate rates of interest, so his victims have no hope of repaying them. When they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He is a vulture that preys on the weak.
I've never heard any mention of that before.
Your faculties haven't deserted you, I'm sure, madam. So has this thought not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own? What possible reason could this man have had to make use of a public omnibus service? You're not saying the victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing to his name, save considerable financial liability. It will come as no surprise that his creditor was the accused, Magnus McGilded. But let it also be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed, the final repayment date for his was the final repayment date for his debts.
Good gracious.
Good gracious. The brickmaker was destitute. He had lost his house. He had not a shilling with which to repay his debts. And in the end, his pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him, his life. By the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus McGilded.
I don't believe it. If I might add briefly, Miss Suzuto, you claim that the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGilded. But where's the evidence to support your claim?
He has a rapier He has a rapier, just as Naruhodo has Kazuma. It's using what's the sword's name? I forgot. Karuma. Yeah, Karuma. There you go. Surprised I remembered. Okay. Go. Okay. Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hollowed chalice in a court of law. There it is. This is unbelievable glaze. Aha! There it is. Lord Van Zeek's hollowed chalice. How can this be considered acceptable? But I find myself in an unexpectedly good humor. I had heard ladies from the Far East could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself. As judicial assistant to the defense, I am simply doing my job. What a pity that your display of courage is in vain. This is the debtor's lodge, which details all monies loaned by the accused. You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside. Oh. Allow me to present this ledger as evidence. And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my challenge in a... Excuse me. And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice in a toast to the enigmatic East at the same time. A marvelous toast, Counsel. I will gladly accept this evidence. This is unbelievable glaze. The debtor's ledger has been entered into the court record. A catalog of people who had borrowed money from the defendant at a high rate of interest. It includes the victim, who owed 20 guineas. Ah yes, 20 guineas. The victim owed a considerable sum. And the accused made quite certain he had ample recompense. Well, it would seem I've had the wool pulled over my eyes. Regrettably, madam, that is the modus operandi of the accused. And it's such a pretty little park, too. What a scoundrel. Still, maybe it's all for the best. Oh, wait a minute. Let's think about this a little more. I don't stand for nonsense. That was it. The last juror's decision. There you go. According to this Encyclopedia of British Law, when all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. That's what it says here. The final verdict. It's over then. Oh. There's a footnote, though. A footnote. However, defense. All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in this case. Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision. According to the laws of this country, I will now complete the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections. Miss Suzuto, just tell me one thing. Oh, yes? You were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your encyclopedia of British law. However, the defense. What did it say next? Oh, yes, of course. One moment. When all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. Then the footnote says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point. A summation examination.
Objection!
A summation examination. From which century has that tome you have there been resurrected? Judging from the binding, I would say that the book is at least 50 years old. Any modern text on British law would even give such an antiquated procedure a mention. It's a relic, long forgotten and certainly no longer practiced. So you're out of luck. Oh. What even is it, Miss Suzuto? The so-called summation examination. Oh, one moment and I'll read about it. You would demand a right to procedure before you even understand what it entails. Typical Nipponese. Alright, Mr. Naruhodo, I think I understand. It seems that under this procedure, we'll be able to appeal to the members of the jury. To do what exactly? Appeal to them to change their leading and reverse their decisions. And it says here that, if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed. Make them reverse their decisions. Yes. In times gone by, barristers would use summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision. But that procedure has become something of a formality with no practical benefit, really. So it rather fell out of use. I wonder why. Because it was devoid of purpose. Changing just one member of a jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. So no self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try in this day and age. Still, I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that although it may be antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? A summation examination, our last possible option. Do we assert our right to The defense wishes to assert its right to the summation examination, my lord.
Objection!
London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried.
Objection!
But it's our right. It is... TZ. But if it's our right, it's our right. I believe it could prove vital in this trial. The defense's petition is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with the summation examination. This is madness. Foreman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready? I'm not, There was no mention of this in the letter I received. There was no mention of this in the letter I received, you see. So, all members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached their decision. On what grounds? You must all verify your decisions and explain why you believe the defendant to be guilty. Oh, my lord, you're rather putting us on the spot. This is most irregular. No mention was made of this before. Not a really hole with all this justifying, Lark. Seems to have thrown the jurors off. Seems none of them have experienced this before. Alright then. Summation examination. A defense procedure no practicing lawyer has attempted for years, is it? Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity we've been looking for to turn this trial around. I gotta check something. Let me see, is it this one? No, it's this one. There you go. Okay, I just had to check, since this is another game that I got from Nico B. It's in like a game that he played that I really wanted to play for myself for a long time. So, okay, it's not too crazy, the pace that I'm going at right now. So be it. So be it then. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant, Magnus McGilded, guilty of this most serious crime. Judicial findings. The juror's contentions. There was no one else inside the carriage at the time. There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him. I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. He stuck the chap. He stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say, absolutely brazen. I have simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far, and drawn the logical conclusion. You can trust the guild. You can trust the guild. Fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised prices about 4 pence for years. A scoundrel stabbing that poor man on the floor. It's beggar's belief. Sorry, I wish I hadn't pushed for this now. Some jurors don't seem to have one of reform arguments though, do they? Well, let's see what we can do. Need to get these 6 people to change their minds. I'll have to throw everything I can at them and use some very persuasive language. Just a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. According to my book, it's not quite how it works. Huh? I thought I was gonna have to thaw their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant. Unfortunately. Once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says. But then, they reach their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, they could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become. What on earth am I supposed to do? Oh dear. You're citing what I read about the British law, Mr. Naruhodo. Right. I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work then? Well, from what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the jury's own words to make your arguments. What do you mean? Well, the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to present a united front, but the truth is, they are complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in a courtroom together. And that's the way to break them down, you mean? Yes, exactly. You must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says. And if we can identify any contradictory statements, if we can, then we contrast the statements and put the corresponding jurors against each other. I see. So it's contradictions in what 2 or more jurors say that we're looking for. In a way, then, this is similar to a regular cross-examination. Oh. Yes, I suppose you're right. Find contradictions in their statements and put the jurors against one another to break them down. Alright. I'll be able to pull this off. No, that's not right. I have to pull this off. Can we start with the proceedings, counsel? I would ask you to take the stand, please. I'm accepting a clear and concise rebuttal. Yes, my lord. Look at this. He's standing. Hooray! The defense's rebuttal. And I gotta save because I am not taking any chances. There you go. There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him.
Hold it!
Certainly, the testimonies we heard suggest the victim and Mr. McGilded were alone inside the carriage. Precisely my point. Precisely my point. But, could there be some other explanation? Something we haven't yet considered. Such as... well, perhaps that's something we could, all work out together now? Now listen here. Maybe you don't know how things work around here because you're from foreign climes. But we're here to form our opinions as individuals. And I have. Oh dear. Doesn't appear to be in the mood to consider an alternate point of view, does he? No. Gonna have to pit the jurors against one another, like Suzuto said. Finding the contradictions in these people's assertions is the only way I'm going to succeed. I trust the driver. Yeah. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. But does his ability to recall his takings that night really tell us how trustworthy the man is? I manage all his lordship's cash affairs, so I'm very particular when it comes to accounts. I see. A single penny can mean a difference between life and death after all, can't it? That's a saying in your country. My point is, a man who minds his figures is a man you can trust. Those of us in service would swear to that, sir. Does that bitch really need any more polishing? So if the good driver says he saw Mr. McGilded in the act, I don't doubt him. The only task left to do today is disposing of the rubbish. Ah, now, wait a minute. One of the other jurors mentioned something about money, I think. Now would be a very good time to listen carefully to the jurors' statements again, Mr. Naruhodo. If you notice an inconsistency in what two different jurors are saying. Yeah, I already noticed it. It's juror number 5 and juror number 2, but I wanna keep going. I'll keep going. See what you have to say. He stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say, absolutely brazen. There you go.
Hold it!
This guy's voice keeps escaping me. Careful, you could hurt somebody with that. You're fine when to talk. What of that sword hanging from your waist? No, it's just my battered soul. Well, anyway, I despise anyone with too much money. They're all the same. All stabbing some brickmaker or other behind the scenes, you mark my words. That seems very unlikely, doesn't it? Are you mad, man? We know that small shorty's a rotten Shylock. Well, yes, that does seem to be the case, but... Mr. Naruhodo, please! Be careful what you say. If he's been trying to squeeze money out of us, less fortunate than as far as I'm concerned. He's as guilty as sin. The man can hang. Come to think of it, didn't one of the other jurors have something to say about the defendant's underhanded activities? If you thought of something, Mr. Naruhodo, don't let it go. Test your theory. Pick the 2 jurors whose statements seem to be contradictory against each other. No time like the present to use R to pit them against each other, or I'll never get anywhere. I have simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far, and drawn a logical conclusion. Juror number 4. What have you been doing all this time? What have you been doing all this time? There. I should have thought it was obvious. I'm recording everything that takes place as part of these proceedings. And what have you learned from that? For example, at this moment in time, the judge has used his gavel 11 times in total. The prosecution has snorted derisively at your remarks 7 times in total. And I might add, each time you have gawped like a little simpleton, teasing like a simpleton. Thank you. What's the point exactly? So anyway, madam, you're able to explain why you think the defendant is guilty? That is a conclusion I have drawn as a result of the copious notes I have typed. Clearly, but I'm asking you to explain why you've drawn that conclusion. Please don't distract me. It makes it extremely hard to concentrate on my note keeping. This is going nowhere. You can trust the guild. You can trust the guild. Our fair affairs is our motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years. So much it costs to take the omnibus? That's right. As the guildmaster, I decided to set a policy for our drivers across the city. One fare no matter which bus you take or how far you're going. We have to compete with the rise of the motor car, you see. Us coachmen have to make a stand together. Motor cars, you say? Yes. And this murder on our buses is extremely damaging to our cause. It's beyond the pale. It'll lead to a decline in passengers, you mark my words. It's all that rascal's fault. He has to pay. There you go. Is it the crime or his buses he's more worried about? His buses, 100%. Oh gosh, this chair's so uncomfortable. Oh shoot, thank you to the person that was, what's it called? Farouk Gamer. Shout out to you. Oh great, it froze, yippee. Anyway, every member of our guild is reliable and trustworthy. So the driver says he saw him do it, that fellow in the dock is as guilty as sin.
And then, last but not least, the lady here. The scoundrel stabbing that poor man on the floor, it's beggars belief.
Hold it!
I really think you should stop waving that needle around. You heard what the good coachman said before, didn't you? The hideous man stabbed the poor fellow, just like this. Yes, that is what he said, you're right. The Gilded Park is just a lovely little place, too. I've always enjoyed resting my little legs there while I get on with my knitting. Her face is so weirdly shaped. What is wrong with her mouth? What's going on? I had thought that anyone who donated such a delightful place might be a fine fellow indeed. I suppose I was wrong. Whoever would have thought he was a miserable murdering moneylender with no scrap of remorse. Oh, help. She's as sure as sure can be that he's guilty now. The lady slowly seems to know her mind, doesn't she? So, it's need to find the two jurors with contradictory statements and put them against each other. Which is much easier said than done. Is that perhaps what you were just thinking? How'd you know? Well, I took the liberty of doing some research in case you happen to find yourself in such a situation. Shall I read you what I find out? It's a little long, I'm afraid. Very well. Listen to this. During the summation examination, you will hear the assertions of the 6 members of the jury. In this situation, the counsel for the defense should use R and Pitt with impunity. Having done so, you will be able to compare the chosen assertion with those of the jurors. Set the corresponding buttons to listen to the other jurors' assertions again. Note that you cannot choose the assertion of the juror you initially selected. Nor can you choose the assertions of the jurors who have changed their leading to not guilty already. It's not long at all. Oh, never mind. Once you compare the various jurors' assertions, work out which two contradict each other. Then pit them together with R to pull them apart. I see. She wasn't joking when she said it was long. First step is to listen very carefully to what each individual juror has to say. Then I'm sure you'll start to see which ones might not quite agree with each other. Alright then. Let's get this right on. Or let's get this right now. So I never have to listen to a long and boring explanation again. That's the spirit. There goes, hit. There you go. You can trust the guild. Fares is our motto. We haven't raised prices about 4 pence for years. Yeah, it's these two.
Objection!
These two statements clearly contradict each other. They do. Explain yourself, counsel. Me? Oh dear, what have I said? I swear on Silverblaze's main and name, I haven't the first idea what you're talking about. Ah, his theme is playing. Let's go. According to the group testimony we've heard so far, these 4 passengers on the omnibus on the night in question, RTZ in question, according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares. Quite right, I have those precise details typed neatly here in front of me. And juror number 5 also told us the following. The fare for the omnibus is always 4 pence. That it is. A fair and convenient single price, just the way London's carriages should be operated. But that doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts. Why, man? Why? 4 passengers paying 4 pence each. If you do the multiplication, it would be 16 pence. Exactly. As I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. By 4 pence, in fact. Or precisely 1 person's fare.
One person's fair. Yes. In other words, on the omnibus that night, it's distinctly possible there was another passenger we've heard nothing about. Good gracious! This can't be right. The coachmen of the guild are good, honest men. One and all, trustworthiness is our watchword. The figures your coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is a fallacy. I beg your pardon. Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news would surely spread all over London. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he let nefarious characters ride his bus. Alright then, how do I make it so this miserable trial does not... Alright then, how do I make it so this miserable trial doesn't end, Well, according to my book here, you simply launch a ball of fire onto the innocent side of the set... The innocent side of the set's scales. Dizzy. You simply launch a ball of fire onto the innocent side of the set of scales. Now hold your horses there, coachman. We're all in agreement. What do you have to go and... Wait till I get my hands on you, Beppo. Oh, this is all very irritating. Begging your pardon, sir. I'm going to do the same. For the love of Mike, not you as well. A penny can be the difference between a smile and a tear, after all. I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exacting standards of financial matters. Oh, really? I, for one, think it's only proper that we hear from the witnesses again. Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo, you did it! If you can manage to change 2 more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue. 2 more. Actually, there is something else that's bothering me about a couple of their assertions. Then that's where you must strike. That's where you must strike next.
Sorry, give me 1 second. I know I went quiet. I just have to attend to something really quick. I'm still here. Just give me 1 second. Let it ride. Let it ride. Let it ride. That video is so funny, bro. Black 20. Let it ride. Okay, sorry. It's just one of my friends is currently going through a little bit of like anxiety, nervousness. You know, just trying to give him some reassuring words. The whole group chat is right now. They're on like defense right now. Alright, so you put two more jurors against each other and show there's another contradiction to their assertions. Should be good. Sorry, that took a little bit. Anyways. Exactly. You can do it. Well, the scales of justice have shifted. But they still weigh heavy on the side of guilt. Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination. I already know. I know who it is. It's your boy. Cool with the juice.
Objection!
These two statements are completely contradictory. What? Explain yourself, counsel. Post haste. Oh, dearie me. I was only knitting a jumper for my other half. What is all this clap? Bro, you call me Claptrap? That's that boy from Borderlands. Oh man. What is all this Claptrap? What does contradictory even mean, I ask you? Are you dumb? Whatever. We've heard from more than one witness, and they all allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3. What? Could you see that I'm busy here? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it? Huh. Want to test me, do you? It was like this. Just like the fellow next to him without even getting up. Just like the prim banker said. Yes, that was Mr. Fairplay's testimony quite true. Quite true. Now then, juror number 6. Oh, is that me, is it? What can I do for you, young man? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, madam? Oh, well dear, as far as I understand it, it was like this. He stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor. The coachman said so. Now don't move. Take a look at these two jurors. He stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor. Well, I never. There. They're stabbing in two totally different directions. What? Bless my stitches. What a muddle. What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth. Oh. But why? Why the dickens would they lie? I keep messing up his accent. I don't remember what it was. I genuinely forgot what it was. I'm so sorry to the people in chat right now. If you guys are still here. I know I was gone for a little bit, so wouldn't blame you. Now why the dickens would I go and do that? Blah 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 blase blah. I'm Kendrick Lamar, the people's champion, the analyst for animals, or whatever. There you go. I don't know that yet. What I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, we might never find out. We may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that happen in good conscience? Lies, you say? What do you mean? I can't abide people telling lies. That's evil. But the scales. I don't believe it.
Oh, look at Naruto posed up. Oh my goodness. Wait! Now hear this, my fellow jurors. I warn you, you cannot listen to this man. Look at him in his black suit. He's clearly some devious Eastern sorcerer using magic on all of us. Bro, call him Ashidome and you're sick. If I could use magic, do you really think I'd be putting myself through all of this? And to be this dark jinx. Huh? Me? You're just racist. What exactly is the problem? What if two witnesses have slightly different recollections of events? Are you stupid? Are we really serious right now? Like, what are we talking about? What of it? So like, we just don't care about the law. Like, we just really don't care. What BS, the law? Let's say the Shylock did stab the victim as he was sat next to him on an omnibus, and his young daddy saw him do it. And now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor, and then the Shylock stabbed him again. This old lady saw him do it. Well, what's to say it didn't happen like that, Who are you calling a dandy, sir? Well, I should take this knife to you. What are you calling old? Well, I should take this needle to you. Oh, they're ready to kill each other now. Good. Ain't my problem. Look at the foreman of the jury, be right. But the two witnesses see two different moments of the same crime. It's out of the question, there's no way. Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman. What is it, you dark jinx? Come out with it! What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question. What are you talking about, man? How could you possibly say that? You do realize that I'm only doing my job. As foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction. So where's your evidence, man? That's what we want to see. I say the two witnesses saw two different moments of the crime. If you say that's out of the question, show me proof. Looks like the only way I'm going to convince him is to present him with something he can't dismiss. Some irrefutable hard evidence. As you wish. What? I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime, as proven by the picture with only one stab wound.
Take that!
This clear piece of... It's wrong, isn't it? This clear piece of evidence. Well, Mr. Foreman. Do you know what they say about me, young man? They say I've got no powers of persuasion. Oh, I see. Sorry to hear that. But no one will need persuading about this. You're even worse than me. Wow. Now, why would, in a situation like this, if I can offer a rebuttal, why would in a situation like this, would the picture where he was stabbed? Granted, I understand, like, okay, like it's a moment frozen in time. It could very well have happened where he could have been stabbed afterwards. But we can argue against that. We can argue that. Anyways, let me go back here.
Objection!
Oh man, I love
love ReZero, man. That's so good. Ace Attorney has such like a weird way of like they put a lot of emphasis in the way how things are said and not what they're saying, because you can tell by the way that how the text scrolls. Like the first sentence in this text box was read normally, but then the second one went by fast because of the speed, or went by fast. Excuse me, the speed of it went by faster than the first one. So I'm trying to say, showing like the difference in like tone and how things were said. It's a really nice art that they've mastered, like Capcom has mastered. It's like it really shows the emotion in a scene. Because like of course the animations do too, but the way how things are said really shows. Like, oh yeah, like the music, the text box, and the animations all really show the emotion in the scene. It's really good. It's really good. There you go. Okay. Horrorlu. I play Elden Ring. No.
Objection!
The sound effects too. Sound effects and the screen shake. That's what it was as well. They really show the emotion. A lot goes into these games, man. Especially the fact that they're 3D modeled now, compared to like the first 4 games. So not even first 4, first 6, because you have the Ace Attorney original trilogy, you have Apollo Justice, they have the 2 Miles Etcher's investigation games. The sprite work in that is phenomenal. But then you move on to the 3D games, and you have Spirit of Justice and not Justice for Us, a different one, Dual Destinies. Those are 3D models, but these ones are definitely better. These ones are definitely better. I think. When did Spirit of Justice come out? Because this came out like originally. I think it came out earlier. Yeah, look up when it came out in Japan, but like it was language locked for a long time. You had the not pirated, but like I forgot what it was. ROM. So I forgot what the phrase was, but like you had to play a fan translation of the game to be able to access it. But yeah, so the Great Ace Attorney. when did it come out? It came out in 2015 in Japan. Wow. So when did is this one right here? The Greatest Attorney, or excuse me, Phoenix Wright, Spirit of Justice. It came out a year later, so actually, the Spirit of Justice came out after The Greatest Attorney. Wow. The Greatest Attorney, Resolve. When did that one come out? It came out, then the sequel came out a year later. So yeah, okay, that makes sense. So Resolve is gonna have even better animations, but this game, the one we're playing right now, actually came out before Spirit of Justice, which is really interesting. Huh? Or you know. Over here talking about I'm just doing my job. You're calling him a dark jinx because he has black clothes and he's Asian, man. Like, what are you talking about? None other than Baba. This is the victim's autopsy report. According to what was written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen. Only once. Only once? It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely one time. Which means these witnesses can't possibly have seen it happen 2 different times. Alright, I can see defeat. More people believe he's innocent. There you go. Wait, that means 4 jurors now leading to not guilty. We've done it, Mr. Naruhodo. We've won. No, we didn't. We definitely did not win. We survived, Suzuto. We survived. What are you playing at, you dandy fool? Shut your trap, sir. No one deceives me. But we've had a consensus. I said shut your trap. I know a liar when I see one. And if a chap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop, I'll take this razor-sharp blade and shave every last hair off of his head. Please tell me he's a barber. Something Isaac was saying. In quite remarkable turn of events, the defense's summation and examination has flipped the balance to the scales of justice. The jurors now stand at 2 for guilty and 4 for not guilty. Accordingly, there's no longer a large enough majority among the jury for me to adjudicate, and the trial must continue. I hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and witnesses to return to their places, and I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth. Is this the end of the section? Nah, we're still going. Okay. So, Lord Van Zieks. Let me see. I've been going for 2 hours now, right? Decent amount? Yeah, 2 hours. That's good. That's good. Well, let's go for another one before I think about calling it quits. I say 3 hours is a pretty good stream. 3 hours, 2.5 hours around there. Or when the section ends. So we'll see. So, Lord Van Zieks, continue to substantiate the case for your prosecution, if you please. Pray forgive the discourtesy for me being a baller, boss, big dog. Oh, I thought I was going to do the other animation. Having savored the rich aroma of the carmine contents of this hollow chalice. It may seem crass to crush it to dust. Pray forgive the discourtesy.
Lord Van Seeks. Is it cold in here or is it just me? As your antiquated tome no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during a summation and examination. So I have honored a deathly silence, and listened to the charade. It seems I overestimated the intelligence of the jury. Oh, what a way to get the jury to immediately hate you. Well, no matter. There is nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. No. And why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle. He took off the cape. Bring forth the witnesses once more. Van Zieks' theme is so good, bro. It's so good. Witnesses. I trust you heard the summation examination we just had to endure. Oh, yes, sir. That I did, sir. Sorry. Oh, no. Of course I heard it. Oh, yes, sir, I heard it. Yes, you, sir, on the end. The coachman, I believe it's Beppo. Yes, sir, my lord, sir. If it transpires that in your previous testimony, you were attempting to veil the presence of a fifth passenger on your omnibus, you will be found guilty of perjury. You are advised to bear that in mind, sir. Oh, mio Dio. Oh. Now then, witnesses, hereby calling you to testify before the court again. You explain the various misgivings brought to our attention by the defense's summation examination. Oh, usually sorry. Various misgivings. I only carried 4 passengers that night. I swear it, but well, I for one was told to have. I for one was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus. He fiddled us on the fare. He did, and then I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. It's all too much. I tell you, I saw Miguel stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands. Oh, yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so, yes. Counsel, make sense of this for me, please. The phantom 5th passenger conjured into existence by my Lord the Eastern friend never existed. The confusion has arisen from the coachman's sly... What? I've never heard this word before. Must be Old English or something. Let me see. Cosenage? That's what? Thought it was French for a second. It is not French. The confusion has arisen from the coachman's sly little cosenage. Beppo, explain yourself. We see his eyes. Wow. I'm terribly sorry, Guildmaster. The guild's fare is 4 pence across the board. You know that. Am I to understand that you've been overcharging our passengers by a penny a fare? Dun, 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 dun. It's so cold. The last run of the day is always half empty. You have been dishonest, coachman. I'm sorry. You're a disgrace, Beppo. A disgrace. And your selfish actions have brought dishonor on the entire guild. If I may, sir, I had to pay 10 pence on the bus just last week. What? 4 passengers at 5 pence each. Oh, 4 passengers at 5 pence each is, yes, 20 pence. I've done the arithmetic 10 times already. I just can't make the result come out any differently. No, that figures. That figures. I just want to pat her head, man. She's so adorable. Well, it would appear that one affirmation misgiving has already been explained. So, counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, if you please. We've already had the pleasure of a protracted summation examination today. I see you intend to continue the parlor games. Or I see you continue to. Whatever. You heard him. Absolutely. I got this. Shut up.
Hold it!
Top dog, top dog, top dog. So there are only 4 passengers in your carriage, but you didn't charge them a standard 4 pence fare. Is that right? Sorry. 1 second. Well, these boys better get their act together because I am not carrying. I am not going to carry. There you go, that's all good. Lit, perfect. It's fire. Fire. And now we wait. Now we wait. Deika. It's impossible to make the last run of the day pay. I was so cold. I was all I could do to stop myself from passing out. I'm getting chip. They're using too many words that I don't know about yet. What is a chiblin? Oh, ew. God, I did not need to see the picture. That's Is that lupus? No. Yeah, that's way different. Lupus is not the same thing. Okay. I'm getting chillblains just listening to you. It was terrible. I want to give myself a pat on the back for even keeping the bus from running. How is he still this cold in the courtroom? Doesn't a dedicated coachman deserve an extra penny per passenger? I'm not doing all that. Taking a deeper hole for yourself here. If only there had been a 5th passenger on your omnibus then. Oh man. They would have had another suspect. Barack Van Zeeks.
Well, I for one was told that. Well, I for one was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus. Fewer Bradley. Does that mean everyone on board that night paid 5 pence instead of 4? Well, I paid 5 pence too, sir. And I just told you that I did. A flat fare, 5 pence across the board. It's not something to be proud of. The so-called discrepancy my learned friend... Wow, not his accent. Wow, okay. The so-called discrepancy my learned friend identified was nothing of the sort. Much like the phantom killer you so desperately needed, it's gone. Dead and buried. I've been happy if it had ever existed in the first place. He fiddled us in the fair, he did. And then I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. It's all too much. This blood-curdling sight? You mean the murder, I presume? Yes, sir. A loathsome sight. No one should have to witness the horrors in the eyes of a man in the moments his life is taken. Oh, well, not exactly, sir. I mean, I didn't actually see the exact moment the gem was stabbed. Good gracious, really? We have another witness who did, however. The banker has already testified to it. Mr. First didn't actually see the point at which the victim was killed. It may turn out to be very significant. I heard the banker jet next to me. He is mean mugging him. Oh my goodness. I heard the banker jet next to me take a sharp intake of breath. See? That's when I looked through the glass. That's when I saw the horrible blade poking out from his belly, all covered in blood. Every time I see a knife now, I can't help screaming, even when I'm eating. What about the juror? What? I tell you, I saw Miguel stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands.
Hold it!
I'm Fewer Bradley. We saw the defendant, Mr. McGilded, stabbing the victim, Mr. Mason, who was sitting next to him. That's a lot of commas. That's what I said, isn't it? It was bothering before, this was. For just a brief moment, hesitated before answering the question. Anyway, there was only 2 of them inside the carriage, wasn't there? There's been much talk of a 5th passenger, but as yet, 0 evidence. What are we wasting all this time for, eh? It's black and white. This man is guilty. It's easy the man's guilty. Something about Mr. Fairplay's testimony just jars with me. I wish I could work out what it was. Oh yes. He stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so, yes. I'm not doing all the stutters anymore. Earlier, you testified that you saw the moment when the defendant allegedly stabbed the victim, didn't you? Oh, yes. Yes, that's right. You said that the victim was on the floor and described the assailant holding the knife in a nice big grip. That would make sense. I suppose. I might have, you know. Yes. Put the cart before the horse, maybe. What's this? Well, I'm quite sure about most of it. I was driving the horses when I heard a scream from the seats on the roof deck. Oh, I expect that was me, sir. Then when I turned around, yes, I saw it through the skylight. The gentleman was on the floor, and a knife was sticking up out of his midriff. That's right, yes. And the fellow holding a handle was the famous man, yes. So in short, you didn't see the moment when the victim was actually stabbed at all. I really thought I did, but when I go over it again in my head, no, I didn't actually see the precise moment of the stabbing, did I?
Excuse me.
Do you have something to say?
why was he doing that to his cane? Like, alright, man. Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Fairplay? Now you listen to me. I know what you're thinking. I really didn't see the exact moment the fellow was stabbed. What are the chances of that? Eh? The San Antonio Spurs, bro. Oh my goodness. Jump to stardom. Straight jump to stardom. Dun, 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 dun. Are you asking or telling me? He's getting flustered. Might be able to extract some new information from him if I answer him cleverly. Could he have just happened to see the exact moment the crime was committed? Some... Some days are like that. And when it's like that, it's like that. That's crazy. No chance. Well, it's a little hard to believe, certainly. Unless you spend your time peeping through a skylight on top of an omnibus, that is. Peeping! Peeping! I am a respectable city banker, I'll have you know. And I know what I saw. I remember it's clear as a Ballarat day. It was a grim scene. I don't mind telling you. Thank you, Mr. Fairplay. Oh, excuse me if I was getting a little hot under the collar there, my lord. I would like to ask you to submit your testimony with a clear statement about what exactly you saw. Oh, I can do that, alright. I'll tell you just how grim it was. Fuhrer Bradley tells all. Do you think I'd forget the sight of those blood-soaked hands after the butcher stabbed the man?
Hold it!
Pressing! Blood-soaked. Bloodsport. Ahem. Well, perhaps soaked is laying it on a little thick, but anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them are covered in it. And you saw that from the roof, through the skylight. Well, the skylight's reasonably large, so I had a pretty good view. And there was a lamp on the inside of the carriage as well, so I'm quite sure of what I saw. This banker's latest statement. I feel sure there's something not quite right about it. When you feel something doesn't add up, Mr. Naruhodo, that's when you should have a good look through the court record. Not long ago, this trial very nearly came to an end. Somehow we managed to keep our chances alive here. I can't wait this cross-examination. I have to use it to bring some new facts to light. You're not careful when you press these witnesses. The danger is that the jury will end up believing something unhelpful as they did before. Maybe, but we can't let the fear of that happening stop us from uncovering important and new information. Yes, you're so right, King. I need to pay careful attention here. I don't want to miss even a flicker of your reaction among these witnesses. Remember, if you happen to spot one of the witnesses reacting in a strange way, don't hesitate to pursue them as the reason. Or as to the reason. There you go. There you go. Present.
Objection!
Blood-soaked hands. I already read that. But anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it. Cocky SOB, wow. Well, I'm sorry to disagree, Mr. Fairplay. That's more than a little peculiar. What? Here are the gloves worn by the defendant, Mr. McGilded, on the night in question. Oh, Yes, right. And there certainly does appear to be a sizable dark-colored stain there. But, sure as you can clearly see, it's only on the right-hand glove. What are you doing to you? He's eating it. He's biting it. Ah! In short, Mr. Fairplay, your testimony is inconsistent. Yeah! But no, that can't be right. So you're the liar. So you're the liar here then. Gah. That's right, you were quite clear about it. You said it was both hands. Gah. Mr. Fairplay, if your last statement was a lie, it calls your entire testimony into question. You say you saw the moment the victim was stabbed, but is that really the truth?
Objection!
It was a simple mistake. You can't justify accusing this man of lying. Yes, it wasn't both hands, it was only one, but the fact remains. The victim's blood was on the accused.
Objection!
No. Mr. Fairplay categorically stated that he saw blood all over both hands, which means there's a strong possibility that this witness was deliberately trying to mislead the court. Ugh! Why? My city banker, for pity's sake, my word should be the gold standard. I'm a gentleman, not some gutter snipe. Upsetting members of society don't prevaricate. Oh, I've never heard that word before. What does that mean? Prevaricate. Rockets versus Lakers. Lakers! Yippee! Hot dog. Prevaricate. Speak or act in an ambiguous or evasive way to conceal the truth or avoid committing oneself. Yeah, that's prevarication. Yeah, I can see that. There you go. Okay. So we're selling the Cowboys here. Cowboy. It's a really late night game, huh? Go on until 1 in the morning. This game may have no reason to lie, but is that really the case? Mr. Naruhodo, if we have some evidence to explain why Mr. Fairplay might be lying, it could turn the tide in this trial completely. Something to show this man has compelling reason to lie in his testimony. My lord. Yes, counsel. The defense is ready to present evidence. By Jove, are you sure? Yes, evidence that will clearly demonstrate why Mr. Fairplay had reason to lie in his testimony. Grr. Very well. I hereby call on the defense to present its evidence. The evidence that demonstrates the motive for the witness's alleged deception of the court. So let's examine. Because I actually haven't examined the ledger so far. I should have done that earlier. This portfolio must contain all sorts of secrets of London's gentry. Oh dear, do you really think we ought to look inside? Well, it's not as though we know any of London's gentry personally, is it? Apart from our great detective friend, perhaps. Actually, I wonder. I assure you we will not find Mr. Sholmes' name inside. Well, let's see what we find. Gentry. I wonder what gentry means. Does it mean citizenry? Oh, good lord, his handwriting is so nasty. Gosh, it's crammed full of gentlemen's names, isn't it? Well, I suppose they're probably not all gentlemen at all, are they? After all, not everyone in this country is well off. Ah, goodness. What is it? Look at this. You see the name here? Bruce Fairplay. My phone, good lord. Should that mean something to me? It does sound strangely familiar, actually. Bruce Fairplay, the witness testifying at this very moment. Oh, yes, of course, the banker. What's his name in here? Ah, he bought 20 guineas, did he? And look, the repayment date is fast approaching. It's possible that this is just a coincidence, of course, but this could very well be useful information. The details of the debtor's ledger has been updated in the court record. One of the defendant's listed debtors is Bruce Fairplay, who would have been due to repay his loan eminently.
Take that!
Here's a list of debtors who owe money to Mr. McGilded. Yes, list of innocent victims, crippled by the accused's extortion. The point is, among the names of those debtors is your name, Mr. Bruce Fairplay. What? Mr. Fairplay, are you currently indebted financially to the accused? Oh, well, it's barely worthy of being called a debt. According to this ledger, you owe 20 guineas. Not an inconsiderable sum of money, would you say? Well, what of it? Let's suppose Mr. McGilded were to be found guilty of the murder. What would become of your debt in that case? These documents state that the loan agreement is forged between two individual parties. Therefore, were the creditor, the defendant here, to be sentenced to a capital punishment, all the outstanding debts which were owed to him would be annulled. They would cease to exist. Cease to exist? Mr. Fairplay, this is not the case that you claimed in your testimony to have seen something you never in fact saw. In a devious attempt to annul your debt of 20 guineas to the defendant. God. Mr. Bruce Fairplay. Order! Order! Mr. Bruce Fairplay. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Let me ask you again. And be aware that your answer may have most serious implications upon your future, sir. Did you, or did you not, see the precise moment in time at which the defendant is alleged to have thrust the knife into the victim? Your silence speaks volumes. You did not tell the truth in your testimony. All right. Let's not make a melodrama out of this. Oh, excuse me. All right. Let's not make a melodrama out of this. Perhaps I did overstate the truth a pinch. A pinch? But it makes no difference. I definitely remember seeing blood on McGilded's hands. Both of them.
Objection!
And yet only one of the defendant's gloves, which we have as evidence, is stained. Grr. So you keep saying. I wonder if I might be allowed to speak, sir. Go ahead, Mr. First. I think I get it actually. So we go to the core record and then we go to the people, and we see all the characters here, right? So thrice fied Mason, masonry, you know, Barack Van Zeeks. I don't get the pun with his, but Magnus McGilded. All that glitters is gold, or all that glitters is not gold. And what's it called? Because like as you can see, like man is a loan shark. It's not good. But yeah, Beppo. No idea what this one could mean. Bruce Fairplay. The man was lying about his testimony. And then ladies first. An apprentice milliner who witnessed the incident from his seat on the roof deck of the omnibus. Bruce Fairplay, a gentleman who works as a city banker. He witnessed the incident from his seat on the roof deck of the omnibus. Beppo, the driver of the omnibus in which the murder took place. He's an eyewitness to the incident. Thrice fied Mason. The victim was a skilled but poor brickmaker who apparently owed the defendant a considerable sum of money. Well, the thing is, I think I remember seeing it myself as it happens. Seeing what? The blood, sir, on the assailant's hands. I think, yes. I'm almost sure that it was on both hands, not just one. What? What? It would appear that we're going to need further testimony from all you witnesses. This time I would like to know precisely what you did and what you did not see. Do I make myself perfectly clear? Mr. Naruhodo, this is good news. The course of the trial seems to have shifted slightly at last. Yes. I might finally have a chance to turn things around here. What the witnesses really saw. There was blood on both hands in the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing trend. Wow, sorry, I'm not even reading in his voice. There was blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters. I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attackers' hands with blood on them. I didn't actually see anything myself. No. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Not until I heard that scream. Anyway, the fact remains, there can't have been anyone else inside the carriage, or we all would have seen. Judge is sick of this, bro. Well, lo and behold, in truth of the fact, not one of you was witness to the crucial moment of the crime was Not one of you was a witness to the crucial moment the crime was perpetrated. I apologize, my lord, but honestly, there's no one else inside the carriage, and the man's hands are covered in blood. That much riveting evidence is tantamount to saying we saw the man do it. That's really not what testimony is about. Let's examine the interior of the omnibus once more. The victim's fresh blood is clearly visible on the sheet, corroborating the witnesses' accounts. In other words, there is no substantial nor significant change in the facts of the case. Very well. Your cross-examination, please, counsel. Yes, my lord. Got a bunch of liars and fibbers.
Hold it!
No, the evidence tells us otherwise. There was blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. We have the gloves the defendant was wearing on the night in the question in the court record. I'm well aware of that, sir. But nevertheless, I know what I saw and I stand by it. The man had blood on both his hands. He's defiant, even in the face of hard evidence. He's steadfastly refusing to admit that he might be mistaken about what he saw. But why? Your reasoning is dire. One hand or two, the salient point remains unchanged. Minutes after the grim crime, the victim's blood dripped guiltily from the accuser's fingers. That's wild. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment this time we transpired.
Hold it!
Don't try to downplay this. Whether or not you saw the exact moment of the crime is a matter of fundamental importance, as well you know. Duh. But, for crying out loud, we all know that no one else could possibly have done it. That's not enough justification. I was just trying to save us all. Trying to save us all some time. You have a loan of 20 guineas outstanding with the defendant, do you not? Ugh. Had you hoped to release yourself from the financial burden by ensuring the defendant was found guilty? It's not entirely not what I was hoping for. I just lost a little guinea or 10 when I backed the wrong horse in a derby, that's all. I was going to win it all back. There's a fixture this weekend that's a sure thing. A little guinea or 10. I'm a banker, no one bats an eye if I borrow a little spending money for the... Ooh, that is corrupt. Wow. I think you may have revealed more about your character than you bargained for, sir. This witness's scruples are not on trial here. Proceed to the next witness. Is it really how that's supposed to work? I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both the attacker's hands with blood on them.
Hold it!
You definitely saw that too? Blood on both hands? Yes, sir. I mean, I know what you're gonna say. Only one of Mr. McGilda's gloves have any signs of blood on it. That's right. The thing is, as far as I remember, sir, when I looked down and saw Mr. McGilda sitting beside the other fellow, I don't believe he was wearing any gloves, sir. He wasn't wearing any gloves. He wasn't wearing these gloves. That's correct, sir. And I saw the blood on both his bare hands quite clearly. It's true that the dark colored stain on the dark leather gloves wouldn't have been easy to see. Oh man, gotta fix my posture, it's really bad right now. I should point out that the police officer who represented the accused on the night in question reported that there was no trace of blood on Mr. McGilda's gloved hands. There wasn't blood on his hands. This is puzzling indeed. This must be significant somehow. I'm sure of it. I didn't actually see anything myself, no. Not until I heard that scream.
Hold it!
You didn't see anything? Oh, yes, sir. That was to say, no, sir, I didn't. Very sorry about what I said before, sir. Yes, very, very sorry. It was very wrong of me to make up stories and say I saw him stab the man. Wouldn't you agree, sir? I know what you're insinuating. I certainly wasn't making up stories. So to say you saw nothing isn't right either, is it? No, no, sir. I saw nothing at all. Mr. Beppo, you were driving your horses. At the very least, you, must have enjoyed a good view of London streets, no? Oh, please. You even see that? It was so cold that night, you see. It was all I could do to keep from passing out, sir. Yes, my head was fairly frozen solid. Sorry to say, sir. It would seem prudent to avoid travel on the last omnibus service of London's cold winter nights. Beppo! Oh. Anyway, the fact remains, there can't have been anyone else inside the carriage, or we all would have seen.
Hold it!
Uh-huh, honey.
And everything you saw of the incident was through the skylight of the roof of the omnibus. That's right. It was fiercely cold that night. The glass wasn't wow, excuse me, sorry. That's right. It was fiercely cold that night, but the glass wasn't frosted over. Oh yes, I remember. I was shivering. It was so bitter. Which rather begs the question of why the pair of you were sitting on the roof deck in the first place. Well, I don't know about this young fellow, but I couldn't enter the cabin. Oh, why not? It was locked from the inside. I tried knocking, but no one opened the door. It was locked. That's right. That's right. It's a public bus service, for pity's sake. That's not what I call fair play. Yes, exactly the same experience. I tried knocking, but the jet inside just gestured at me to clear off. So I had no choice but to climb up the roof deck and look down longingly into the warm cabin below. Well, I can assure you it wasn't just looking down. I was glaring, long and hard. And that's precisely why I can tell you with absolute confidence that if there was anyone else at all in the cabin, I would have noticed. Unequivocal, I would say. I'm not sure about these two witnesses. Could they really have seen everything inside the cabin through the skylight? I didn't... Oh my gosh, whatever, man. They would have seen everything. I suppose they would have had a bird's eye view from the roof. I suppose they would have had a bird's eye view from the roof. And birds generally have very keen eyesight, so... Oh my gosh, man. Thank you. It's all clear. What you said makes sense. Very good. Continue with the cross-examination, counsel. Mr. Fairplay didn't see Mr. Mason being stabbed at all. That's a hugely significant change in the facts of the case. There's something else that occurred to me whilst listening to the... There's something else that occurred to me whilst listening to the witness's latest testimony. Two of them are recounting what they saw through the skylight on the omnibus roof. Now it's a large window and certainly affords a good view of the inside, but, well, I think perhaps we ought to confirm what they saw with their own eyes, with our own eyes as much as possible. What do you mean? I mean that we can examine the evidence firsthand. The omnibus is here in the courtroom after all. It's a good idea. We can consider the witness's testimony while we're looking around. Man, Frosted Flakes are so good. I can't wait to eat some once I'm done with the shrimp. Allow me to confirm one thing, Mr. Fairplay. You were riding this omnibus and witnessed the events in the cabin through the skylight on the floor of the upper deck. Is that right? That's right. That's right, yes. In that case, there's a portion of the cabin interior that would have been out of sight from you. What? By golly, really? Obviously, at this stage, we can't say for sure. But the possibility cannot be denied that at the time of the incident, there could have been another passenger in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus.
Objection!
Objection. Enough hypothetical meandering, Menippines friend. The prosecution demands that you substantiate your claims. After all, the scene of the crime is here in the flesh. Well, I guess in the wood. Not really flesh, but whatever. Very well. I'll hold the prosecution's demand. You will identify the area on this cross-sectional plan of the omnibus. Where exactly in the omnibus are you suggesting that this potential extra passenger could have been situated? That's pretty easy, actually. So if the person... Well, granted, I have foresight because I've already seen this game, so I know what's happening. But like, even if I didn't, it's pretty easy to tell once you look at it, because like, the dude was sitting right here, right? He can only have a view of this right here because, you know, this below him isn't viewable. Of course, the guy here will be able to see from here, which actually they were sitting next to each other. Actually, never mind. So they will only be able to see this. With had McGill and Mason there, right? And so the only other thing that we could possibly imagine is literally the cubby under the seat. Like, where else would they be, right? Where else would they be?
Take that!
There you go. Both rows of seats on the roof face in the direction of travel, whereas the seats in the enclosed cabin face each other, which means if you make a cone of like his sight, you won't be able to see. You won't be able to see the person below, but not directly below. The visible part of the cabin, which passengers on the roof deck can see through the skylights. Yep, see? As I've drawn here. That's right, my lord. As you can see, the seat opposite the one which the victim and his attacker were sitting is obscured from view. In other words, if someone had been sitting on that seat, it's quite possible that these witnesses would have been completely unaware of it. God. He's so tall.
Objection!
Good lord. This is like 8 inches. Like, that's it. It's quite possible some phantom was sitting there. You Nipponese have a forbidden habit of obscuring the truth and ambiguity. I concur with the prosecution's rejoinder. In the British Code of Law, evidence is paramount. I cannot entertain this conjecture, counsel. That is, unless you're able to put a name to this mystery passenger to whom you allude. Can you, Mr. Naruhodo? Nah, he can't. I honestly don't know. Who could it have been? Who could have been in the other seat, which was out of sight from the windows on the roof deck? What do I choose here? I don't know. Genuinely, who could have sat here? But I understand, my lord. The defense would like to put forward a name. You are a fool. A response to the desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of his own limitations. A toast to hard lessons not yet learned. That is not the lay, counsel. The defense is still to name the passenger. The of the other seat. This could be it. This could be the chance I've been waiting for to turn the trial in my favor. On that night, on the night of the murder, The person occupying the seat in the omnibus cabin was obscured from the view was. So this is difficult because I don't think I might have to load actually. Yeah, I might have to load. No, wait, no, actually let me try. Let me at least try. Because it can't be these two. It can't be him because he was driving. They have a view of the victim, so it has to be McGundle. He's not McGundle. McGilda himself. I'm sorry, it's just that's the name that the fan translation gave him. I'm so used to it.
Take that!
It has to be him himself. The passenger in the enclosed cabin that the witness on the roof deck failed to see. Has to be Mr. Magnus McGilded. Mr. McGilded? What are you talking about, counsel? That's the name of the defendant.
Objection!
There you go. That's the one I was waiting for. If I desecrate this chamber by smashing my hollow chalice, do forgive the discourtesy. You already did. Lord Van Zeeks. People talk of these tiny island nations, in the Far East as having a learning and culture of their own. But I see they use the terms ill-advisedly. What are you trying to say? Let me explain in terms that even a useless student of an artless backwater such as yourself might understand. When the bloody scene unfolded, the victim and his assailant were sitting side by side. Multiple witnesses have attested to the fact. It's the very premise on which this case is built. But that premise may be wrong. What? If the victim really was sitting beside Mr. McGilded, it creates an inconsistency that can't be reconciled in any way. What inconsistency, counsel? The defendant's gloves, my lord. Both witnesses made the same testimony. They claim that there was blood on both hands of the person sitting next to the victim. Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one glove bears the gory remains. The point is, even in the face of this irrefutable evidence, both witnesses have maintained their stance. Yes, their testimony remains unchanged. Exactly. They both adamantly swear that they clearly remember seeing blood on both hands of the assailant. In short, their memory of events is correct, and their testimonies reveal the truth. It was somebody else sitting beside the victim that night, a third party we have yet to identify. And the victim's blood was on that passenger's hands, both of them.
Objection!
And who was this third party? Obviously, the true culprit. It's extraordinary. This back and forth, I just did the 6-7 motions. Wow, this back and forth between Naruhodo and Van Zeeks has been really good. It's been really good. This case is so good, man. I love it. I love this case so much. Order! 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 What exactly are you postulating?
Objection!
The defense's postulation is just that. Nothing more than conjecture. The witnesses have clearly stated that they saw the accused.
Objection!
But when elaborating on his testimony, Mr. Fairplay said the two of them were wearing hats and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. Yes. Yes. The top of their heads were obscured by the roof. I could see the rest of them. Yes, that's right. Both gents were most certainly hatted. Hatters do tend to notice such things, sir. So stupid. And what particular styles of hat did the two gentlemen sport, Mr. First? I'm afraid I don't remember. And you call yourself a hatter? The style of hat makes no difference. There was no third passenger in that cabin. How can you be sure? Because if there had been, the accused, Mr. McGilded, would have undoubtedly have offered to dispose the fact. Unless, that is, you're proposing an even more preposterous explanation. That the accused failed to even notice the presence of the true culprit in the very cabin in which he traveled. Ah! He's right. If there was another person traveling in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus, it's inconceivable that Mr. McGilded would have been unaware of it. Order! There is clearly a simple solution to this problem. Bring the accused, Mr. McGilded, to the stand. Well, what say you, counsel? The prosecution objects, my lord. On what grounds? As a suspect, he will have already made a full statement to the police. But what if there's some reason why he's unable to speak freely? Manus McGilded is no uneducated ruffian. If it indeed turns out that the man has been withholding information, you can be sure it will have been a most deliberate act. Counsel for the defense, what is your opinion? My lord, shall we ask Mr. McGilded to testify, or not? Hell yeah, demand his testimony. Yes, we need to hear what he has to say in order to find out the truth. The defense would like to call Mr. McGilded to the stand. In that case, I'd like to hear the opinion of the jury. Yes, I need a little time to consider this. If you ask me, I think we should hear what Mr. McGilded has to say. Get the man out here, I say! It would be utterly illogical not to hear his testimony. When something needs doing, get it done. That's how I run things at the guild. Hearing what the patron of my favorite little park has to say. Oh yes, that would be lovely. Yes, the jury says the man must be heard. Very well. The court will hear the defendant's testimony. Bailiff, show the defendant to the stand at once. Now, maybe what actually happened that night will finally become clear. Now it ends. No, it didn't. What? I gotta stop here. I'm tired, man. I gotta stop here. It's been 3 hours, dog. I don't have enough in me to go for 4. It's too long. Yeah. Yeah, no, I gotta stop here, man. I gotta stop here. There you go. We've been going for a while, though. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. We started around 6 o'clock. No, but before that, started around 5:30. Cause it's been 3 hours now, so yeah. But yeah, no, that's the end of the stream. Yeah, we got a lot of good progress today, So I'm really excited to continue next time we pick up from here. But yeah, no. What's it called? Case 3 is really good, man. Case 3 is really good, so I hope you guys are excited as I am. But until then, I gave you guys a decent stream. What's it called in regards to like average time? I've definitely, like, since Steins Gate, that was definitely the mark. Like not like Steins Gate 0, but like Steins Gate in general, the first one. I've definitely gotten used to streaming for like 2.5 hours to 3 hours, to where like
I have multiple 2.5 hour streams and more. Some of them even reaching 4 hours. So some of them even reaching 5 hours, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, no, what's it called? I with the Great Ace Attorney, the longest one so far has been 4 hours, from what I can see. Well, not from what I can see. I know it is 4 hours, but besides that, consistently it's been 2.5 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. One of them has been an hour. One of them has been two. But I was tired, man. I shouldn't have started streaming that day. It was not smart. But anyways, yeah. These two streams, it could have been one, but it is what it is. It doesn't matter. Anyways, yeah. Until then, thank you all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. Can't wait to pick this back up whenever I can. But yeah, no. Watch the Steins;Gate Zero video if you haven't. Next stream, I don't know when it will be, but hopefully it'll be a few more before the end of the year, maybe like one or two more. That depends on how work pans out for me and how much time I have. But we'll see. We'll see. So until then, I'll see you on the next one. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Happy holidays, and I'll see you all soon. Later.